Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Ambrose Blowfield here from the Sales Mastery Company, and I want to share with you our 18 years worth of experience in one of my favorite topics of all time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. Today is all about key account management. And before I share with you the document that is associated with this particular video, may I encourage you, if not, to send us an email or comment in the live session wherever you are to demand the document. If you can get access to that, that would be absolutely fantastic. But before I do, let's get clear about key account management and how it differs from regular account management. I'm so sorry to say this, that if hand on heart, your job title is key account management, and you tell me that you have 200 accounts to look after and they're all key accounts, I'm sorry, you're wrong. I'm going to state this categorically. I was trained at one of the best companies on planet Earth that literally invented and wrote the book on it, Procter & Gamble International, who along with Unilever and Mars and Nestle and others developed what we're talking about right now over the last 50 years or more and have perfected it over the last 50 years or more. And key account management is different to regular account management, as I'll share now in the document itself. Again, got the title page, bit of overview and background about myself and the fact that we've helped over 15,000 businesses grow in the last 18 years in over 20 countries around the world. As it says in the third page of the document, key account management goes beyond simply your A's, B's, and C's, otherwise known as your gold, silver, and bronze customers. Key account management is your super A's, your A stars, your A pluses. If you have gold, silver, bronze, these are your platinums. This is the gold of the gold. It is different. In fact, if you've got 100 accounts to manage, typically this is only going to be 2 or maybe 3 of your accounts. If you are a legitimate key account manager, you might only have 5 of these, and then you're full-time in the world of sales, or maybe 2.5 days a week in sales, plus you're the sales manager. You're going to have 2 of these, 3 of these, 5 of these. That's all it is. So therefore, it's got to have a different mindset, a different philosophy to regular call cycles and regular account management. Of course, that's something we teach. It's the most common topic to teach. Not everybody has key accounts. Not everyone has the capacity to manage key accounts or the skills to manage key accounts. And what I'm going to share with you today comes directly from our Sales Mastery Academy for year 2 of our Sales Mastery Academy. Yes, some people can jump ahead, some people will jump ahead. But the reality is until you've mastered regular account management, the topic I'm covering today is an added bonus to that and a complement to that. It is not a replacement for that. You've got to get your foundational principles right, people, in all aspects of sales, whether it's closing sales, making cold calls. Before you do key account management, master account management. Otherwise, you're jumping to university without going to high school. What's the point of that? Point number 2, please. These are the clients you're banking on. Your mortgage, your wage, your job security is tied to these people because they're going to be feeding you and your company with opportunities and with money for many, many years to go. These guys matter. You would weep if you lost them. In fact, you'll probably have a heart skip a beat if they threatened to leave you. These are the people that keep you up at night, that you care for, you love for. And as somebody once said, I believe it was the author Robert Collier, good signs of key account management, you even know the eye color of your key accounts. In my case, without sounding too weird and stalkerish, you know whether they're married, they have kids, whether kids go to school, what their kids' ambitions are. This is the level we're talking about when we talk about key account management. Regular account management, you don't need to know that depth. Now, please, just as an aside, just to give myself an out on this one, don't stalk their children to school, high school, or university to find out what they want. This should be something that comes naturally in the course of deepening the relationship. One of the most critical differences between key account management and regular account management is key account management is a 3 to 5 year strategic approach to proactively manage and develop and grow and deepen the relationship moving forward. Regular account management, when we teach it, when we coach it, when we hold people accountable to implement it, we think next 12 months. What are you going to do next 12 months? What are your goals next 12 months? That is good to do for a key account management level. But the philosophy and the mindset and the thinking and the approach has got to be 3 to 5 years. You might even argue, if you're in a longer term approach industry, that maybe you'll be the 5% of companies that need to be thinking 5 to 10 year strategies around key account management. But for most of our clients who are small to medium family businesses around the world, typically with between about 5 and 50 staff or 5 and 100 staff, those guys need to think 3 to 5 years. The other aspect around that is to remember the importance of this. Why are we doing key account management aside from my paycheck and my mortgage and my wage comes directly from it? It is simply this. It is more enjoyable because you're going back to people you already know. You can leverage off the knowledge you've got. You can leverage off the goodwill you've got before them. Number two is it's easier and quicker for them to make decisions because you're already set up as an ongoing supplier and they know you. They know what they're going to get from you, good, bad, and indifferent. They know what they're going to get, so there's way more confidence. Likewise, it feels more like a partnership arrangement. It's more give and take. It's more give and take. It's more symbiotic. It's more aligned. Now, I'm not going to go through a full rant about different aspects about the fact that there are differences between true key accounts, true strategic accounts, and true major accounts. And I'm not going to go into all the definition differences about that, except to say this. A true key account is profitable. A true key account pays you a fair wage or price for your products or services or solutions. A true key account does not try to rip you off. A true key account is loyal, and a true measure of a true key account is someone who wants to refer others to you. In fact, they're almost a disciple for your business and your brand who wants you to preach the good word to others, to have others inspired to use you because they are loyal to you and they know they might even be paying a premium to buy from you. Key accounts are priceless when you've got them, and they take nurture and discipline and strategies to do so. So let's jump into a couple of the critical things you've got to do. If you say you do key account management, you must, and you should be able to show me the evidence of this, have a key account management plan. And what I'm going to share with you now in this live is the critical aspects that contribute to a key account management plan. And if I were a betting person, which is a Christian, I'm not a betting person, but I have to say to you, if I was a betting person, I would say there's a 95% chance that you have not ticked all the boxes as effectively as possible across all 8 of those areas. So I'm going to walk you through these step by step so you understand it and so you can take a next step. And of course, if you really want to implement this, if you want to good kick up the backside on a regular basis to actually get this stuff moving in yourself or across your team, let's talk, book in for a scale-up call, and let's talk about how we can help you, bearing in mind a lot of what we offer comes with a money-back guarantee as well. So step number 1, I don't need to talk about this because this is a one-pager that summarizes all the other key steps around it, meaning that the key account manager could hand the strategic plan. Remember, this plan is a 3 to 5 year strategy, not a 1 year strategy, not a 1 month strategy, and it's not a meeting template for the next meeting with this key account, whether that's a virtual meeting or face-to-face. A key account management plan has a 1-page summary that the chief executive of the business, without ever having spoken to this person, could read it, or possibly a 1-page summary in your CRM, could read it and go, boom, you're sick. I'm going to do the annual review. I know exactly what's going on. That has got to be done. Now, that comes from steps 2 to 8. So let's work through steps 2 to 8. Step 2 is to do some account analysis. And in particular, this is where marketing strategy is. Marketing strategy is something my wife and I have also taught on around the world and even got published in a book or written a book in the UK about 4 or 5 years ago. It talks about doing pestle analysis. Pestle analysis of the account. That is looking at the political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors that impact this account. Not you, them. So it's marketing strategy analysis of them. Secondly, you need to be doing a SWOT analysis of them. Of course, it's good to do one of yourself. It's great to know your competitive advantages, but this is about account management. It's not about you management. So make sure that you're doing a SWOT analysis and a pestle analysis of the client. Number 3, you've got to analyze their competitive environment. Yes, you need to analyze your competitive environment as a person selling on a regular basis to be able to differentiate you and make sure you sell your point of difference with clarity. But the reality here is it takes twice as much effort or 4 times as much effort to analyze analyze the world from someone else's perspective. That is required. Step 4, you need to analyze all of the opportunities and threats that you've got with this account. So that involves some evaluation beyond simply we could sell them that new product line. What you want to get to is have multiple opportunities as well as identify 1 or 2 threats of it. And you need to be able to prioritize those so you go after the one so you can get a better bang for your buck. We talk about it in the world of sales as low-hanging fruit. The analysis first, the action second. Remember, you got 3 to 5 years on this. Number 5, client alignment. So this side of things is to think about what are their critical success factors or what are their critical buying factors, and do we deeply understand them, and do we even understand the loyalty aspect and the logical prioritization of their critical success factors. Yes, I understand most people in the world buy partly based on price. I repeat, partly based on price. But the question is, where does that price point stack up? You should know, hand on heart, if I quizzed you, what are their critical buying factors and what is the order that they're in? And if you cannot answer me that, you haven't yet mastered key account management, and maybe we need to talk. Number 6, please, of course, is relationship mapping or relationship management, understanding all of their contacts, our contacts, and how well they're getting along and doing an honest assessment around that. Step 7 is to have a clear, focused action plan focused around 7 success factors to make sure that you've done the analysis, you've done the mapping, you understand the threats, you understand the priorities, you understand the opportunities, you understand all the risks involved, you understand all the parties involved. You've got to have a clear action plan. And guess what? Strangely, you need to then implement the plan. And that's why we spend so much of our time in our sales academy helping people with implementation and, more importantly, that wonderful word, accountability. Whether you or the business owner or likewise your sales manager is going to hold you accountable. Create the plan, get buy into the plan, get even a budget behind the plan, such as for end of year gifts and flying to see them on overseas or whatever it is that's appropriate, and then implement it in a way that is sustainable. Remember, key account management is like a marathon, whereas account management or inbound sales is more like a sprint. So this is longer term. You've got a mountain to climb. In fact, you've got several mountains to climb over a 3 to 5 to 10 to 20 year period. You've got to pace yourself around this and get some reality around this so that the goals are clearly smart, but including realistic and achievable, as opposed to pie in the sky stuff that's never going to happen. And then finally, you need to pre-book the frequency of the unofficial and official reviews, whether that's in a one-on-one setting or a one-to-many setting or a head office setting. This has got to be built and timelined in. And the client, who is your key account, should be willing and grateful for being booked in for those sessions. If you were to implement all 6 of those areas below number 1 and 2, which is just the basic analysis and the starting point summary, it'll do wonders to deepen your relationship, to maximize the loyalty, maximize their growth potential, maximize their gross profit margin, and maximize the word of mouth referrals this active person as a net promoter of your business is doing. If you've got somebody who is not a net promoter and they are a key account, then you and or they have not done something right. This is not the right sort of relationship long term, and you cannot count on it for your mortgage and your paycheck long term. So please keep that in mind. As it says, a short-term approach leads to short-term results. A long-term strategic approach leads to long-term payback, long-term stability, long-term growth. So this is what we've got to get clear. 3 to 5 year strategy. We've given you the key topics for you to be able to start working on. Feel free to share with us on LinkedIn and other platforms the progress you're making, the wins you've had. And if you do want to take it further, then book in for a free scale-up call. I'll share the link in the document itself, or flick us an email. Let's talk. It costs us nothing but time for us in our team to have a chat to you and your team. A scale-up call is 15 minutes just to find out where are you now, where are you trying to get to, what are your key blockages and barriers. If we can help you, we'll tell you, and if we can't, we'll point you in the right direction. Our philosophy isn't just to help the 15,000 clients that we've helped over the last many years. It's about us helping the world economy grow through confidence and skills in both sales and marketing and accountability. So this is one of the 4 critical areas you've got to master B2B selling, because you've got to master new business. You've got to master this topic, which is growing existing accounts. You've got to be able to master your inbound process and scaling your team. And of course, you've got to be able to close without discounting. Otherwise, you'll get no GP for the hard work that you do. The reality here is you've got to ask yourself today, am I a key account manager, or does my team need to get better at key account management? The next question is, how can I use this video and this template to take action and to really strive success moving forward? Or do I need somebody to be alongside me? If that's the case, book in for a free scale up call. But more importantly, take action from today. Look forward to your many successes moving forward. And as always, I've been Ambrose Blowfield. We are the Sales Mastery Company. It is a privilege to serve you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take action.